We are going to demonstrate how to install the field-applied cladding to Pella entry doors. Before starting the installation, please make sure you have the frame cladding kit as well as the required tools listed. Safety glasses are recommended for this process. Also, cut-resistant gloves are recommended when handling parts with sharp edges. Begin by placing the door on top of the cardboard packaging. This will help protect it during the frame cladding application. Mark 2 inches from the corner on both the head and the jambs. Position a molded nose on the head 2 inches from one side of the frame and mark 2 inches from the end on the other side of the frame. Cut the head molded nose to length. Slide back in place. The edge of the molded nose with the larger cutout and the arrows must be positioned toward the door panel. Next, move to the jambs. Locate the molded nose on one jamb 2 inches from the head corner. Keeping the molded nose in place, mark the nose at the other end of the frame 1/8 inch short of the sill end. Cut the jamb molded nose to length. Repeat on the other jamb. Position the cut molded nose on the jamb, making sure the nose is 1/8 inch from the bottom of the frame and 2 inches from the top of the frame. Ensure that the edge of the molded nose with the larger cutout and the word panel and the arrows are positioned toward the door panel. 2 inches at the head corner ensures there is room for the corner lock when the frame cladding is installed. Use the provided template to position the molded nose correctly with the arrows pointed toward the door panel. Near one end, insert a staple next to the template. Continue adding staples on 8-inch centers along the length of the jamb. Repeat on the head and the other jamb. If a staple misfires and splits the molded nose, use a utility knife to trim the wood as shown. This will allow the clad to fully seat when attached. Attaching the molded nose with staples is recommended, but you can also attach using screws if you prefer. To begin, apply tape to the 11/64 drill bit to mark 1/2 inch to drill pilot holes to the correct depth. Use the provided template to position the molded nose correctly with the arrows pointed toward the door panel. Near one end, drill a pilot hole next to the template. Insert one of the provided screws into the pilot hole just drilled. This will keep the molded nose in place while drilling the remainder of the pilot holes. Continue drilling pilot holes on 8-inch centers along the length of the molded nose, inserting a screw into each pilot hole. Be sure to clean the drill dust from the edge of the molded nose. Now lay out your cladding pieces. Insert a corner lock into each end of the head frame clad piece. If needed, tap the corner lock in so the screw hole in the corner lock aligns with the screw hole in the clad frame. Place each jamb clad piece onto the corner lock. Insert a corner lock screw through the frame head and into the corner lock. Next, apply an 1/8 inch bead of sealant against the molded nose where it contacts the frame along the outside edge across both jambs and the head of the frame. Continue the sealant to each corner. Position the assembled clad frame over the molded nose. Starting on one head and jamb corner, use a block of wood and mallet to tap the frame clad onto the molded nose. Make sure the clad is fully seated onto the molded nose with no gap between the clad and composite frame material. Continue around the frame using the block of wood and mallet to tap the clad onto the molded nose. If there is a gap in any corner, tap on the frame near the sill to close the gap. Inject sealant into each frame jamb corner lock screw hole until the sealant is visible in the frame corner joint. Insert the second corner lock screw in each corner. Clean off the excess sealant on each corner. Apply flashing tape to the bottom of the sill over the frame clad as shown. Align the tape with the interior of the sill profile so the interior perimeter sealant bead will contact the tape. Do not completely cover the bottom exterior tip of the cladding profiles with tape. This allows any water to drain out. Measure the length of the flashing fin and trim to length. Insert the flashing fin into the frame accessory groove and tap it into place. Fold out the fin to 90 degrees. This fin is to be used for flashing only, not for installation. Outswing doors require one additional step. Extended latch strikes must be added once the cladding is installed.